So you're sitting out in the sukkah enjoying a relaxing Sukkot holiday with your family when suddenly a big moth starts fluttering right over your head. Now, flying insects can be a real nuisance on Sukkot or Shabbat. Now, the moth lands on the table, and just as you're wishing that you could go trap it and remove it from the sukkah, your 2-year-old daughter takes her drinking cup and, boop, clamps it down right on top of the moth. So was that permitted? Well, we learned that in general, trapping an insect is forbidden, even though you are only trapping it because it's a nuisance and are not interested in the insect itself. Trapping is permitted only if a creature can cause serious pain. But actually, in this case, your daughter's act of trapping is okay, since a 2-year-old is not obligated to observe the laws of Shabbat. The general rule is that once a child is able to comprehend that a particular act is forbidden, the parents should teach the child to refrain from that action. And this stage typically occurs at age 4. Okay, now that the moth has been trapped, you're concerned that the child may take her cup back again. So you want to place a heavy towel over the cup to keep the moth from escaping. Is this permitted? The answer is that once a creature has already been trapped, it is permitted to keep it from escaping. This is because you are not doing anything to further restrict its movement. Now let's change the case slightly. What if the nuisance was being caused not by a moth, but by a bee? Now, bees are naturally attracted to the warm food and the honey that is often found on your table during Sukkot. And with the bee buzzing around, you feel a constant threat of being stung, and it's really difficult to continue the meal in an ordinary manner. And you're especially concerned about the children who might get stung. In this case, you could try to encourage the bee to leave by covering the sweet things on your table. Also, you could set a small bowl of honey outside of the sukkah with the hope of attracting the bee to there. And if that doesn't work, you may still not kill the bee. But if you feel threatened, you could place a cup over the bee to trap it. After Shabbat is over, it would be a good idea to release the bee, since it is a mitzvah to alleviate the discomfort of any living thing. And in the future, it's a good idea to avoid these problems in the first place by setting up a sticky trap before the holiday or the Shabbat begins. And this is permitted even though the actual trapping may occur on Shabbat or Yom Tov itself.